Looks like the same lineup, obviously, right? I mean, you're not going to be doing much. You shuffled the lines a little bit again. What was behind that a little today?
Well, they're really how we ended the game. We kind of ended the game the way that they practiced today. So those are that. I think it'll be the same lineup though. I'll make a decision on goalie tomorrow.
What did you see out of the Capitals a couple times in Flash? They're obviously one of the better records in the league.
Well, I think they're deserving of their record. I think they've been one of the better teams in the league throughout. I think they got a good combination of skill and size, and they play real structured. Barry Trott's a great coach. He's proven that over lots of years. They've just got a good mix, and they got a real good goalie. So, I think it, again, gives us a chance to continue to show where we stand in the league, and I think love going up against real good teams and give you a chance to say where you think you deserve to be.
Since you have points in 10 straight, is there some sort of common theme here?
I think we've as I mentioned after the game the other night, we've gotten better over the course of the year. I think we've gotten to play the way we want to play a little bit more here in the last little bit. But I think in the O-zone, we've really grasped the concept, and we've been a five-man unit, and five guys have been involved in the offense, and we've had good net presence. We haven't given up much out of that. So I think from that aspect, it's been a positive. I think we've done a pretty good job getting out of our zone. So the things that it takes, you got to get out of your zone. You got to spend lots of times in their zone, and I think as we've gone through the process through the course of the season of spending more time in the other team's zone, I think lately we've created a lot more chances rather than just spending O-zone time.
Brad Richards, like him with Powell also?
Well, I think Brad, when it's Brad and Pav and Helmer, it's a pretty good combo and a sense of speed on the line with Helmer, net presence with Helmer, and tenacity. And then Brad and Richie are both elite skilled players, have been throughout their careers. They both have real good mind for the game. They both have real good sticks. And so to me, it's been a pretty good combo when we've had them together.
Do you think this team's where you want it to be at this point in the season, or as a coach, is it always you're never satisfied?
I don't know if satisfaction is the right word, but we just try to get better, and I just know that we better be better today than we were on Saturday, and we better continue to get better because that's what the league does. And if you want to be near the top at the end of the year, then you have to continuously get better and find ways to improve. And I think part of that is maintaining where you're at, maintaining the things that you're doing well, continuing to work on the little things that you might not be doing well. And today's practice, we did a lot of what I call routing drills, where we don't get a chance to practice a lot. So let's make sure our systems are real sound, so our guys can play without thinking, and they run the systems properly without thinking.
How do Yerkes and Andy look when you look at the video again? They hadn't played in a while.
Yerkes had a bit, but Andy hadn't played in a long time. So I think Andy will be better tomorrow than he was last game. Not that he was not great, but I think he'd be the first to say that you don't feel as good in that first game back generally. So and I thought Yerkes did some things well. And neither one got a lot of ice time because I kind of went to three lines there in the third. So I think just as every game they should get better and better.
You mentioned playing without thinking. Cromwell saying that he thinks that's what Larkin is able to do so well. Playing without thinking, just really relying on that.
Yeah, and I guess I've always felt my job as a coach is to get the guys to where they can play without thinking, but react as a unit of five and react the right way in individual situations the way we want them to, and that's what I believe you train your guys to do. Larkin's one of those guys that he's got good habits that have been built over time from his previous coaches. We think he's able to grasp situations quickly, and so he can play without thinking, play at a real fast speed, but do things right. It's one thing to play without thinking and not do it right. We'd like him to do it as a unit of five and do it right.
I know you've been asked about the plus-minus before, but now he's up to plus 19.
Yeah, and I'm not an anti-plus-minus guy as a stat. I think it serves a purpose like lots of stats. You take them within the scope of a lot of things. Any stat in a vacuum I think is somewhat useless. Stats with perspective are important. And the one thing about the plus-minus that we look at is where you're at relative to the rest of the team, and he's obviously really built up a heck of a plus-minus. So no matter even though it's not necessarily directly a correlation to his play because it's not necessarily just what he does. That's where we look at scoring chances for and against. Some guys find a way to be on the ice and score lots, and some guys find a way to be on the ice and get scored against lots. And you'd rather have the guy that ends up on the ice and when you score lots.
How do you keep a kid that young that has that much success grounded, or does he even need that kind of coaching?
Well, I think I would say that he is grounded, so that's a positive, and that's why he's had success. And if he wants to continue to have success, he better stay grounded because it's a business where if you don't and you get ahead of yourself, the business will eat you up. So you better stay grounded, and you better stay true to what it's going to take for you to be successful, and that's working every day and getting better every day, and understanding that there's still lots of things that you can do better. And that's how we look at it as a hockey team. That's how I look at it as a coach, and that better be how he looks at it as a player.
Jeff, you guys got the 12 forwards. You're just going to play it by ear here day to day as far
Yeah. I don't want to necessarily. Right now, we're going to go with the 12 that played, so I don't want to call somebody up just to sit in the stands. That doesn't do anybody any good. We don't think so. Right now, we'll take it day by day. We'll wake up tomorrow. We'll play the group we got, and then we'll make a decision after tomorrow night.
Did you decide your goalie tomorrow?
I'll decide on tomorrow. I'll announce tomorrow.
Thanks, Jeff.